Hi folks, I hope you're well. So, yes, one thing that's important if you're going to get to a point of excellence is that you have to go deeper. You have to understand more, learn more. Yeah. Although, sometimes what you understand, well, for me, for a long time I was asking God, what is it we're doing that we shouldn't be doing, and what should we be doing that we're not? Well, as well as that, I was trying to understand how and why. How we got into the mess we're in and why. Now, of course, I've done videos talking about that, how and why. But how and why are really more a personal journey more than understanding what. You can do something about what. How and why? No. You can't really do anything about how and why. About what? Yes. And so, therefore, yeah. There's a lot I've learned that I've shared on video about the how and the why. Because again, yeah, when we're in search of knowledge and in search of understanding, we're going to pick up a load of stuff like the hows and the whys. And they're just useful, interesting bits of information. More than that information that's going to help us decide what to do. Because, okay, if this was 300 years ago, and we were there at that time, I would say, okay, we need to learn about this because then we maybe we won't make the same mistakes in the future if we learn from it now. Okay. Problem is now I don't think we've got time to make the same mistakes in the future anyway. So therefore I don't think that's the reason for learning how and why. But again, it's not about that. It's about wanting to learn from God. Because God is the one that can point you to the hows and the whys of certain things. And it's about receiving from God. It's not about any... The answers aren't necessarily... So in some situations, the answers are incredibly important. How you get there is not. But in other situations, how you get there is a damn sight more important than the destination. So the answers are far less important than how you got there. So, yeah. Yeah, as I say, all of this is a very, very interesting thing. Yeah. I find all this, because as I say, it's... it's that thing with God. You can't say every time it's going to be this or that or this or that or this or that. As I say, sometimes the journey is more important. Sometimes the destination is more important than the journey. So, we don't know until the journey has ended. Then we know what was more important. But again, all of it is important because you're learning. You're receiving from Father, so therefore that's the most important thing. Yeah, can I explain that to people who don't know God? Not really, but as I say, it does not matter. I can tell them why and how the church is as it is right now. And yeah, that might help them to believe in God. Cool. Brilliant. Yeah. Because that is the point, isn't it, when it comes down to it? Yes. And again, what God wants to use with people, well, yeah. Don't know. I know that my understanding now is so very, very different to what it was just 4 years ago. Just 4 years ago. My understanding now is so very, very different to what it was then. So yeah. And in the end, yeah, it's been a very interesting journey. And yeah, at some points in those last 4 years, the destination was more important, and other times it was the journey. But that's the point. God knows exactly what's the point. We don't know. But if we say to him, okay, do what needs to be done. Yeah. And we mean it, then, yeah, we will learn so much from that. And if we ask questions and questions and questions and questions and questions, then obviously we will get the answers at some time. But when? No idea. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, today's been interesting. I didn't know I'd be doing any videos today, but I've done about 4. And yes, the point is, can we do better? Yes, of course. Yeah, if we understand, it's about relationship with the Father, and it's all about the Father, then, yeah. And if we understand who we are, then yeah, we will do better. So, there you go. Enjoy. Have a good week. Bye-bye.